We are gathered here this afternoon in reverence and reflection, marking 350 years since the Gurgati of Guru Gobind Singh Sahib, a moment that reshaped Sikh thought, identity, leadership, and collective responsibility. Thank you for joining us. Guru Gobind Singh Sahib, Life, Vision and Wisdom, featuring author and educator Harinder Singh. It is now my honor to introduce Harinder Singh. In moments of significance related to Sikhs, the Punjab, and the question of history, identity, and sovereignty, Harinder Singh is often the voice institutions, the media, and communities turn to for clarity, context, and a principled perspective. A scholar, educator, and a public intellectual, Harinder Singh is the co-founder of the Sikh Research Institute and the Punjab Digital Library, institutions that have fundamentally expanded access to Sikh knowledge and historical archives worldwide. He is the author of Guru Gobind Singh Sahib, Life, Vision and Wisdom, the book that anchors our gathering here today, as well as several other influential works with which many in this room will already be familiar. Trained originally in aerospace engineering and engineering management and laser and Sikh Persian studies, Harinder Singh brings a rare interdisciplinary depth to his work, bridging analytical rigor with spiritual inquiry. Whether addressing universities, policymakers, or global audiences, he is known for weaving scholarship, storytelling, and ethical clarity, grounded in what he often describes as the one force, the oneness that radiates through all. Joining Harinder Singh in conversation today is Yogi Suri. Yogi Suri is the founder of Milap Publications, one of India's most respected independent publishing houses, with a legacy spanning nearly a century. Under his leadership, Milap has expanded thoughtfully across print, digital, and emerging media, while maintaining a strong commitment to literary quality and editorial integrity. He has also served for many years as joint editor of the Daily Milap, one of India's oldest and most influential Urdu and Hindi newspapers, and is widely consulted in the publishing world for his forward-looking approach. At heart, he understands books not merely as objects, but as living vessels of imagination, memory, and meaning, making him a thoughtful interlocutor for today's conversation. It's a privilege to bring these two voices. Please do go ahead.
Thank you, Shubhani. We are starting a conversation. I just wanted to tell you that there's some books that are written with the mind. There's some books that are written by the heart. But then there's some books that are written right at the feet of the Guru. So this book today comes to us like a prayer. It comes quietly, and all it asks us that you sit with it in stillness and reflect. And I hope that reflection causes each one of us to know the Guru a little better and walk a little closer on the path that he guides us on. Harinderji, thank you very much for being here today. You know, to me, when I went through the book, at its core, the book felt more like an offering than an academic work. As you go through the book, there's more listening than reading. So what I want to ask you is that if you had to describe the heart and the spirit of the book in a feeling, what would you say?
Well, first of all, thank you everyone for joining us, and thanks Shivani. Yogi ji, jehda tohada sawal hai na, feelings have to do with emotions. Initially thought how to talk about Guru Gobind Singh Sahib. I picked 10 shabads, and 9 of those shabads are in Rag. Rag is actually not about techniques. It is all about which ras or sentiment it's going to bring out. So the emotion which I wanted, the ras or the sentiment which I wanted was to be in the awe of the Guru, because as a child I was in the awe of Guru Gobind Singh. Guru stands for wisdom at the end of the day, the one who's going to bring enlightenment in the darkness. We are in the age of darkness. So the emotion was that the sentiment Guru Gobind Singh brings in the collective memory of South Asia, I wanted to use that sentiment which even Bollywood uses when they sing the Shabad Mittar Pyare Nu. I wanted to invoke that memory of that to my beloved friend to actually know what Guru Gobind Singh did as a very human personality on this earth. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਦ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਅਨਾਉਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਇੰਟਰੋਡਕਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ I didn't realize this ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਪਬਲਿਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਵੀ ਮਿਲਾਪ ਆ
ਜੀ
and when the sentiment again going back, the Sabad Hajare Bani I picked, Hajare is not Hazare, it's Hijr. And Hijr is separation. The reason I picked was we are in separation, we are trying to end our separation. So it's very coincidental, maybe it's not coincident that the publication is coming through Milap.
What beautiful sentiment, Jane. And that really sets the tone for everything. But also, I think this being such a long research you did, what drove you to write this book?
What drove me was we don't know Guru Gobind Singh. We fixate Guru Gobind Singh. We, based on the politics of India or Punjab, spinning Guru Gobind Singh. And I wanted to go back to what did Guru Gobind Singh himself say as to what he is, the primary source. And then those who witnessed him and those who documented that, the secondary sources, his own court poets, they are the ones we need to rely on to tell us who Guru Gobind Singh is.
But the Guru is such a vast subject. So when you came to actually there's going to be a limited number of pages that you can put in a book. So how did you decide that, this is what I should include, this is what I should leave out? Because this is, sagar hai ki there's no limit.
Absolutely. So I in fact had only picked 10 shabads. And why shabad? The whole of the Sikh tradition is about shabad. When Guru Nanak was asked, who's your Guru? He said shabad. You want to understand this thing that what is most important in Sikh tradition, which is shabad, we will create a linear view of history. You start when somebody is born, when somebody leaves this earth, when they die. That's not a historical tradition among Sikhs. And this is very important why I didn't go that route. So this is not a chronological book, that's why.
Correct.
I looked at the Sikh sources. Even when they wrote early history, they didn't write like that.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. In 238 years of the Guru's experience in 10 forms on this earth, none of them either wrote or commissioned what we now call the linear form of history.
Oh, that's very interesting to know. As a publisher, for me, the biggest thing about the book is that it transcends all labels. It's not just a coffee table book. It's not just a beautifully researched book. It is a very rare confluence of both, where some amazing artwork, normally in coffee table books, the artwork is just decorating the place. Here, the artwork is talking, it's conversing with the text. They're balanced beautifully. I mean, when you open the book, you'll realize with every chapter that you go through, there's artwork to rest your eyes, to give it relief. It's meticulously researched, amazingly well done. So, Harinderji, after that, my question really to you is that for such a beautifully researched, wonderfully written book, why is your name not on the cover as the author of the book?
Because it is not my work, it's Guru Gobind Singh's work. And when you open it up, inside page, there's a signature of Guru Gobind Singh on it. I am just retelling some of the things in contemporary parlance. Author is Guru Gobind Singh. The other two authors on secondary sources are I. Nandlal Goya and Chandra Sen Senapal. So those are the three people. They are the ones who saw the Guru and the Guru himself. So this is why there was no way I could put my name there. And in fact, there was once it started to take a book form, they put the name. I said, "The bahut vada gunah ho jaga."
It's that humility, actually, it comes through, and you can see it in every page of the book. When I read the book, you realize that the book is not coming through from a sense of detachment or rather a sense of attachment. Like you're often talking or writing towards the Guru rather than about him.
If I may on that, so, translation is a funny business. These are very tight compositions. In fact, I hesitate to call them translations. Wisdom ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੇ translate. ਉਹਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਿਰਫ contextualize ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ. So then commentaries were written for that. So what I did in commentaries, I took a little bit of a liberty, and all I said is, this is what Guru Gobind Singh is saying to me. And if it resonates with others, great. Because in translation, you can't do that as much as I said, there's a limitation to translation.
And also when you go through the book, there's no physical image of the Guru. And yet, Guru Gobind Singh Ji is there on every page, through the writing, the words, the artwork, the silence between the words and the artwork. I mean, so can you share with us how you achieved this?
This was achieved with a great team. The only guideline I said was no physical image of the Guru, because they're all imaginary. Manokalpit ne sariyan. Image of the Guru in the Shabad. In Guru Granth Sahib, the litmus test comes. Gur ki Moorat man mein dhyan. And those Shabads talk about dhyan. And Guru Gobind Singh in Zafarnama has written, But shikan word use ਕੀਤਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਬੁੱਤ ਪੂਜਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੈਠਾ, which means people worship different idols, but I am the one breaking. But so he's not breaking physical idols. There's no incident. He's breaking idols here. So that was one of the challenge. In the art world, I get to have a privilege to talk with some very serious and world-renowned artists, and I do discuss these things with them. You haven't read the Shabads, how can you create an image of the Guru? That was a challenge, and the challenge was, I believe, met to the large extent.
Oh, very beautifully so. And also, you write and you suggest that you can't understand the Guru without loving him. So how has love shaped the way you interpreted the Shabad and the Guru?
There's a phrase in Guru Granth Sahib which repeats often, Pao Bhagat. It's actually not just love, it's devotional love. Devotional love has zero complaints. Part of me wanted to bring that up. One of the most famous lines of Guru Gobind Singh, which Shabad I didn't cover here because of the space. I mean, his very famous saying is, Jin prem kiyo tin hi prabh payo. Koor kirya aur jho sab hi jag Sri Bhagwan ko pez na payo. He's like, we are all caught up in trashly behaviors. Ki jinu tusi Bhagwan kehne ho, Bhagwan is the fortunate one. Kehne odi mystery kitthon tusi? Mystery is a loving relationship. Mostly it happens between the lover and the beloved. In Guru Gobind Singh's that 10 selection of Shabads, he's talking to his mind about how to end that separation with the beloved. And the most oft repeated Shabad, if I can come back to, which is included, is Mitar Pyare No, Hal Murida Da Kehna. And mera jada pyara is beloved. Mitar is friend. When that Shabad is written, the context is, he is by himself. ਤੁਸੀਂ imagine ਕਰੋ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਆ, you have a separation from your family. Now you will see how real this is. At a family level, at a wealth level, at a knowledge level, all of that is gone. ਉਦਣ ਉਹ ਇਹ ਲਿਖ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਮੇਰੀ ਜਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਜਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, ਗੱਲ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਹੈਗੀ ਕਿ ਖਾਲਸੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੁਣ ਕੀ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ. Murids are the ones who are your followers, not just the ones who like you. ਹਾਲ ਮੁਰੀਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ, ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਕੰਡੀਸ਼ਨ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ. Emotion is fully there, but even then in that crisis, and you can imagine the crisis, ਸਾਡੇ ਘਰ 'ਚ ਡੈਥ ਹੋ ਜਾਵੇ ਇੱਕ ਵੀ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸੁਰਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹਿੰਦੀ. ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਜੀ, ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕੀ ਕਰੀਏ. ਤੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਇੰਨਾ ਕੁਛ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਕਲੈਰਿਟੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮੁਰੀਦ ਨੇ ਨਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਖਿਆਲ ਕਰ.
ਇਹ ਵਾਕਈ ਜੀ. Since it is about devotional love, did you ever feel that you were guided कि लिखना है या include करना है, नहीं include करना, any direction you got?
I mean, and we are in the chat GPT world, so I had to come up with my guardrails. So this is why I decided only primary and secondary text. When anything else which is written is to go towards it. There is an essay written in there where I wrote my perspective And even there I wrote, I've never seen Guru Gobind Singh.
You mentioned that.
I'm just in a journey where I'm dreaming about him. ਜਿਹਦਾ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਪਿਆਰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੁਪਨੇ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਨਾ ਉਹਦੇ. So I'm a bit dreaming in there, but at the same time I wanted Guru to be very real.
And this book it's an integration. So we've got calligraphy, we've got artwork, we've got text, music. Why did you feel it was important that the Guru should be interpreted through this multiple format, not just text?
Because different strokes for different folks. You know, when Guru Nanak Sahib describes in Japji Sahib, what is Gurmukh? Gurmukh is the Guru oriented. And he says, Gurmukh kaun hai? Nadang te Vedang. The one, today we call it left brain, right? Nadang is sound. Vedang is literary knowledge.
Yes.
So literary, which means कि ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਇੱਕ critical analysis ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ emotion ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਤੇ ਦੋਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਗਾਤਾਰ ਰਹਿਣਾ. So in Sikh model, the one does not exist without the other. And this is what psychologists are trying to say with the old 30 years ago we Briggs-Myers test ਵੀ ਕਹੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਸੀ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਇਕੱਠਾ ਕਰੋ. ਤੇ ਉਹ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ wisdom, to become wisdom oriented, and this is why I try to do through this book, through this team, and then ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ praise ਕਰੀ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ, which I don't deserve at all. Let me mention something about Yogi ji. You know, I was here a few months ago and I was asked ਕਿ proof ਦੇਖ ਲਓ book ਦਾ. So ਇਹ ਆਪ ਦੇਣ ਆਏ proof. ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਭੇਜ ਦੇਣਾ ਸੀ. You could have sent anyone. He's like, no, I wanted to talk to you, and although I had met you before, we had never talked about these things. We had very long the amount of care he has given to this book. I don't think this we could have found. ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰਿੰਟਿੰਗ ਕਰਨੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਸੌਖਾ ਹੈ ਕੰਮ, ਕੋਈ ਇੰਨੀ ਈਜ਼ੀ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ. ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿਉਂ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ. So this is how things happen. You know, it's the care. Intellect is half of the story. Emotion and care is the other half of the story.
Thank you, Harinder ji. But you know, we all gathered here. There is a intrigue about the book. So do tell us about the artwork. For me, at least, particularly, there's a recurrence of Ek Omkar or the unity, and it's there in every image. I mean, those of you who open the book and see it, it is there throughout the book.
So those were the discussions with the artist. Her name is Kiran Kaur, as I mentioned earlier. And then I said, now we cannot limit this to Indology because our work is to take it to the world. The job was you still have to retain the Indology because otherwise we will be whitewashing as we call it today. But you got to globalize it. In fact, if you notice carefully, Ek Omkar nahi likhya.
Ji.
Just the numeral one likhya.
Just the numeral one.
Because one ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਦੋ ਲਾਈਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਸਤਿਕ ਨਾਸਤਿਕ ਆਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਨਾ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ. It said, ਆਸਤ ਨਾਸਤ ਏਕੋ ਨਾਉ. This is what gurus are doing. They are actually ending polarities. So ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਨੂੰ ਲਿਆ ਰਹੇ ਹੈ ਕਿ it's universally, naturally unification point for everyone, and which Guru Nanak used, and then he described it as Omkar.
But also, you know, you've treated this book, and it is about life, vision, and wisdom. It's not a chronology. How do you feel that this would be better for the reader to understand the Guru rather than traditionally a biography or something written about a figure is in a chronological manner?
The world today calls this adaptive learning. Whatever your need is, you learn from that angle, right? Obviously it's curated because I worked on it with the team on how to bring this together. So idea was the kind of things we deal with in life, at home front, at personal front, ਉਹਦੇ snippets ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ how to deal with the insight ਮਿਲੇ.
What would you feel that Guru Gobind Singh Ji has taught us about love and responsibility working together?
I have a bit of an issue with the word responsibility because love ਵਿੱਚ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ. But I get what you're saying. Love actually has zero boundaries. मैं इन्हू गुरु ग्रंथ साहब तो शुरू कर रहा because one of the other things I'm working on this book is we see even separation between telegurus. People have their favorite gurus because we have not understood them. And in this text, including secondary text, they're all saying they're exactly same, only the body is changing. Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj, the context, I mention kar duma. Yeah. He was born in Bihar. He had his own journey to Anandpur and he left earth at Nanded. He developed this idea of Anandpur that we all have our own journey to blissville. And in Sikh tradition, that bliss is not just an emotional love, but that love is quote unquote disciplined, as you called it for a second, that you have to be disciplined about how to fight. And Guru Gobind Singh, when he describes Khalsa, he says, this first thing he starts is the one who lives in constant awareness. Jagat Jyot Japa Nisbasu. Second, Puran Prem Pratit Saja. Puran is complete. Sajana is jo tanu decked out. Phir dasya ki khalas last line with jaake. So what I'm trying to say is that this is what Guru Sahib was doing. When you see when the Guru Gobind Singh leaves earth, then you see how was this practiced. The scholars became the warriors, and the world had never seen that a scholar can fight like this, a musician can fight like this.
But just a short, quick question, because you are mentioning music and the back cover of the book has a taus. Tell us about why that is on the back cover.
So the front cover, to shuru kar de ha.
Bilkul ji, bilkul.
Oh, appa ne chitte baja wala. So symbolisms are there, but not the image of the Guru. Magicians नहीं आने होंदे सी उस वेले सरकार बड़ा पापा
हाँ इसी सरकार
वो भी झांसी आया एक बारी. So I'm watching there, you know how they used to those things where they put swords through people, but when he comes out he goes, ये वो कृपान है जो गुरु गोविंद सिंह ने यूज की थी जिस करके हम आजाद हैं. So this was in the culture. In Punjab, the most romantic poet of Punjab is Shiv Kumar Batalvi in last 50 years. So when he writes about Guru Gobind Singh, this is where I'm taking inspirations from. He says, मेरा हर गीत बुज़दिल है, मैं तेरा गीत किवें गाऊं.
Beautiful.
देखो की कह रहे हैं. ये कहना मेरे कोल शब्द नहीं हैगे. So every word matters. A romantic poet भी इतना sensitive है. So that sensitivity I was familiar with. I don't know if I was able to bring it together with the team, but I can tell you we tried to do that with integrity.
No,
We made an effort towards it that we have to be very, very sensitive, but let's tell it how it is in the best way possible.
You've given a very detailed explanation also. It's crystal clear. So when he says it is without bias, without politics, it is, कि ईमानदारी से कि मैंने लिख दिया है कि this is the process followed. It's very beautiful. And it takes a lot of courage to put it out there, कि bhai, this is what it is. Also, like we are talking about Guru Gobind Singh Ji's justice is also a fearless and inclusive justice. What does the book convey about his justice, sovereignty? Tell us a little bit also what lessons we can take away in contemporary life.
Sure. I would say use the word sovereignty. The way sovereignty is exercised by the Guru, the secondary text, I'm going to use these words. Nand Lal Goya writes that beautifully, and you know the words Gurpur's vele asi ga denne a Kadre Harkar Guru Gobind Singh. And you know what the second part of the line is? Ode naal hi, he is like the creator. But right after that, for what? Bekashara Yar Guru Gobind Singh. Ikida Yara Bekashada, Jida koi yar ni oda yare. So this is the idea of sovereignty, that first it is self-sovereignty. You must become free.
Correct.
And then you work to create the environment where other people can realize their own sovereignties.
Very true. And till you're not free, how can you help free anyone else? Okay, so my next question is maybe your toughest one yet. If you were to rate them, what would be your favorite Shabad?
हर एक शब्द का अपना रस है, sentiment है. The shabads, the rags are really about that there is a masculine, a feminine in all of us. if it is sung right, will help you get there. You know, when I'm talking, I'm partly lying because I'm calculating. What will she think? I wonder if they like it. Part of me is calculating. But when we sing, we don't. But if
Wow. That is so deep. Wow.
ਸੋ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਪਰੰਪਰਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਗਾਣ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਮਹੱਤਤਾ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਫਿਰ ਕੈਲਕੂਲੇਸ਼ਨ ਖਤਮ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਉਹਦੀ ਐਂਡ ਗੈਸ ਵਾਟ when there is zero calculation it's love with capital L.
Very true. Very beautifully put. And you mentioned unity running through the book. There's a sovereignty, which is freedom. There is a fearlessness. And yet, and there is, of course, the joining, hijr. So, but society today has maybe not learned anything out of it.
It's always been like this. It's not just it's like this today.
Oh.
Because this is about humans. This is why Guru Granth Sahib का पहला श्लोक है ना मैं ਉਹਦੇ context में ਗੱਲ कर रहा हूँ because this is continuity of that. It says आद सच, जुगाद सच, है भी सच, नानक होसी पी सच. It's about eternality, constancy. The truth is eternal. We don't clarify रे मन ऐसो कर संन्यासा. Let me invoke the very first shahad. ਆਪਣੇ ਮਾਈਂਡ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਵਾਲਾ ਸੰਨਿਆਸ ਕਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਸਿਖਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਨਾ let them be. It's their freedom as we call it. You're not ordering someone else but you're ordering your own mind. So this is really about the mindset. This is a constant work within me. I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. I'm in darkness. And what is a sign of darkness? When you don't know what to do. And light is when you know what to do. And where does the light bulb go on? Even the universal symbol of light bulb going on is in the brain. And nobody has copyright on wisdom. This effort is to show how Guru Gobind Singh's model works, which is born out of the Guru Nanak's house. As they say, ki original freshness ki hai.
Ji.
OG.
The OG.
So this is the OG.
I learnt a lot going through the book, and I would ask you that, you know, when you feel that a person would read the book, what do you feel is the relationship that you hope a reader forms with the Guru?
I can tell you what it is for me. It's between you and the Guru Nat. In fact, मैं ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ sentimental answer ਦੇ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਇਹਦਾ. I'm a fan of Asa Ki War. It's a tradition not just for Sikhs. So in Asa Ki War there is a line which is what I was trying to do through this work. And the line is Satgur ਵੱਡਾ ਕਰਸਾ ਲਾਈ ਹੈ ਜਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੱਡੀਆਂ ਵਡਿਆਈਆਂ. ਅਸੀਂ ਨਾ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਵਡਿਆਈਆਂ ਕਰੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ. ਚਾਪਲੂਸੀ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਬੇਸਿਕਲੀ ਵਡਿਆਈ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ. To me the issue was ਕਿ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੀ ਵਡਿਆਈ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਕਰਨੀ ਆ. That's what I was trying to do here.
Very good. Does anybody else have any questions?
सर मेरा ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਗੁਰੂ ਦਾ ਕੀ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੈ?
It means ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ darkness ਤੋਂ light ਵਿੱਚ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਂਦਾ. In Guru Granth Sahib it says ਭੁੱਲਣ ਅੰਦਰ ਸਭ ਕੋ ਭੁੱਲ ਗੁਰੂ ਕਰਤਾ. That everyone is fallible except Guru and the Creator. So in Sikh tradition the word Guru is invoked in this context. That Guru Nanak, the Shabad is infallible and the Guru taught that infallibility and lived it. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ opportunity ਦਿੱਤੀ ਫਿਰ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੈਂ ਟਾਈਟਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਣ ਕੇ Gobind is a given name. Go is ਧਰਤੀ. Bind is Viraj, the creative force. So the name is also the universal creative force. ਇਹਨੂੰ ਗੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਸਮਝਾਂਗੇ ਫਿਰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗੂ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਹੈ ਕੀ. ਸਿੰਘ तो पहला गुरु हो गए see it's 1675 76 some people debate but I don't like to debate on the year. It's just a reference. When he became the next heir apparent of Sikh tradition Ummata, so the title of the Guru came. It's a title. Otherwise Guru is Bani. Every Guru writes that. And then the word Singh is there because of Vaisakhi of 1699. Singh, the word existed, the word Kaur existed before too. But what was interesting was, which we are losing again, they were basically said, ਅੱਜ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੇ ਹੋ. And then Sahib word is equally important. Sahib means sovereign. Guru Granth Sahib ਚੋਂ ਹੀ ਆਇਆ ਹੈ word. Sahib ਮੇਰਾ ਇੱਕੋ ਹੈ. Sovereign is the one you take command from. You choose to. ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਤੇਰੀ ਮੰਨਾਂਗਾ. ਉਹ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਨਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ. So Guru Gobind Singh Sahib is the full title which tells us the whole tradition. And this is why we say Guru Sacha Patsha. Sada Sahib ta ਉਹ.